All right, welcome to the First Time Home Buyers webinar. A bunch of you online, I appreciate that. Welcome. Some of you may end up watching this via video after the fact, but I hope to bring a ton of value to all of you in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I want to get through as much as possible in 15 to 20 minutes. We can't answer every single question you'll ever have, but we want to get through a lot of them. And I know the biggest one right now is, should I buy right now or should I wait, especially with the rising interest rates? And here's what I see. The market is definitely settled off. So prices are definitely down from what they were in the spring. But demand is not dropping off completely and supply is not going out of control. So the prices aren't going to continue to drop. I think they've already leveled off. You have to have an oversupply or a very low demand for prices to really start to drop. And we have neither of that. We have good demand still because you have to live somewhere. And we don't have an oversupply, meaning we don't have a lot of people moving out of the area. So prices have pretty much leveled off. So you really, as a buyer, you have two choices right now. I know you'd prefer a better rate. Most people would. You know, after seeing where the rates have been in the last few years, it's pretty tough to swallow initially the rate. But I just said something a second ago that is always going to ring true. You have to live somewhere, and buying and owning property is always better than renting. Long-term real estate is always a better opportunity and presents way more opportunities to build wealth than renting ever will. You're just borrowing when you're renting. So we want you to be a homeowner. It represents the best opportunity for you to build long-term wealth. If you have the right plan in place, you can never go wrong owning real estate also. So you're gonna have two choices basically. The choice is to buy now, and then when the rates get better, you can shop for the best rate to refinance from the comfort of your couch. Or you can wait, and then you can come back into the market when every other buyer is going to come back into the market, and you're going to end up in probably being in bidding wars again like we were 3 months ago. In my opinion, if you can afford a home right now, and if you're living in a nice rental now, when you look at an equal property, rent versus owning, even at today's interest rates, it's still a lower monthly payment. And you have the tax benefits, and you have the future appreciation growth, and the mortgage pay down. There's a lot of reasons to own a home. And if you can afford it, I say buy now, because there's good opportunities out there right now. There's great loan programs. There's some grant programs available for first-time home buyers right now. And we can discuss all those when you book a call with us at the link below. But really, if you have the choice right now and you have a good income and you can afford the monthly payment, my opinion is buy right now. It's the best time to buy competitively in the last 2-3 years. There's a few more opportunities. There's less bidding wars. You can actually get an inspection on a property. So there's a lot of opportunities right now that you wouldn't have had in the last couple of years. So yes, the rates are a little higher. However, you will have an opportunity to refinance in the next couple of years. And when you work with lenders like we work with, you have an opportunity to refinance for no additional costs. It's basically a no closing cost refinance to get to a low rate. There's also options for interest-only rates too, with a 7-year fixed interest, sometimes even 10-year fixed interest, interest-only mortgage as well to keep that monthly payment down. There's also grant programs available right now where you can get up to $50,000 towards your down payment and closing costs. But those programs aren't going to last long. So book a call with us. We'll chat more with you about those opportunities. But let's dive into buying your first home and what it takes. After this webinar too, we're going to send you a few over the next week, a few other valuable videos that we think will help you in the buying process, especially buying your first home. But as a first-time home buyer, the planning never starts too early. You should always start planning right away. As soon as the thought is in your head, I think I need to own a home. I'm tired of renting. I want to own my own home. I want to own my own property that builds equity for me, not for my landlord. It's never too early to start planning. It's never too early to start talking to a qualified lender, as well as an agent that you're comfortable with, a real estate agent that you're comfortable with, because they can help you tremendously in deciding, you know, even though I say I think in general it's a great time to buy, it may not be the right time to buy for you. It might be in your advantage to work on your credit more. It might be at your advantage to save up a little bit more money. It might be where you're looking, it might be an advantage to wait a little bit longer, maybe wait into the winter or early into 2023 to see if there's some better deals. We can't assess that until we have a conversation with you and start to build your personal plan for buying your first home. So planning, and you can't start too early on that. It's okay to tell your real estate agent or tell us if you want an opportunity to talk to us further, to say, you know, I think that I'm 12 to 15 months out, but I'm willing to have a conversation about it. We're not going to push you to do anything that you're not ready to do. That's not, we look to build long-term future relationships with our clients and build a real estate plan for life for you, that we're there for you now, your next sale, your next purchase. We're going to be there for you for the next 20, 30, 40 years, whatever your real estate life plan looks like. So it's not advantageous for us to just try to sell you a home in the next month. We're going to look at your situation and help you figure out what's right for you. So we really want to, and we're going to dive into that a little bit further. But the first thing I would say is book a call with us. We'll help you start to develop what your real estate life plan looks like. You want to check and see where your credit is. You know, you can do that in many free sites. We can recommend some of those to you, but you want to see where your credit's at, and you want to talk to a lender and see what your credit profile looks like to a lender. We have a lot of great lenders we work with that we really trust, that I would trust with my family, that, you know, we'll give you the straight answers. Hey, this is where you're at right now, but if in the next 2 or 3 months you do this, and this, you'll be even in a better position. Your credit will raise 20 to 30 points, and then you'll be into a better interest rate. So you really want to talk to a lender also right now. And if the thought is in your head, I want to buy a property, even if it looks like it's 12 months, 24 months down the road, start talking to professionals now. They can really help you. Once you're ready, you know, it's really about making sure you have the right credit, your credit is ready, and that you don't do anything drastic to make changes that'll change your credit, that you have your down payment and your closing costs. Down payment is one thing. There are 0 down programs available right now with the USDA. We can talk to you about that if you book a call with us. There are also 3.5% down FHA programs. There's 5% down conventional programs, and then obviously there's the 10 to 20% down programs. There's also programs that'll grant you down payment money, as we discussed, which we'll go over if you book a call with us. So there's varying down payment options, and there's always closing costs as well. So you always want to have the closing costs saved up. Typically they're 2 to 3%, but we can have the seller in this market contribute to those closing costs. 4 months ago, we wouldn't have had a shot in hell, honestly, at getting closing costs credited, but that has changed. So now sellers are a little bit more negotiable. Sellers are willing to pay some or all of those closing costs. So we can request that those be paid out of the closing. However, it's always a smart move to start from a position of having it in case the perfect property shows up and the seller isn't willing to pay for closing costs. But in general, there is an opportunity to buy a home, let's say with the USDA loan program with 0 down, and have the seller pay for your closing costs, and you could get into a property for less than you would ever pay for first, last, and security. If you were renting an apartment for $2,200 and they wanted first, last, and security, that's $6,600, and they wanted good credit anyways, why wouldn't you be considering buying your house when a lender will probably even give you a mortgage for a lower credit than a lot of landlords are looking for, and you could potentially get into a property for less than the $6,600 it was going to take to get into that rental property. So owning a home or a condo is not out of the realm for most people. They just don't realize the options that are available to them. So we will go over that with you in depth on the call when we have a call with you. So just know that there's closing costs and down payments. That's pre-approval, having a pre-approval in hand, and having a conversation about what you're looking for in a home and what's going to make you comfortable are the conversations that you need to have early on. So you can forecast ahead and say, okay, this is the type of home I want. This is the price range it's going to be in. This is what I'm going to need for a down payment. These are the loan options that are available to me. These are what the closing costs are going to be. Maybe I have some strategies behind me to have the seller contribute towards those closing costs. But now I have a plan. I have a place where I am going, and I know where I'm going to be. So if that's not today, then you'll know when that's going to be. You'll know when you can save up that money. And in the meantime, you can also work on things like certain credit work you can do to improve your credit to even get you an even better interest rate. So planning early is the biggest tip I would ever have for first-time home buyers. All right, we want to go over the home search process. I do not like setting up listing alerts for people until they're pre-approved. I do not want to get people's hopes up and then have them have to fall back on those hopes when they realize that their buying power is not as quite as high as they expected it to be. So this is another reason we wanted to talk to a lender early on, so you can understand, they can understand what you're comfortable with for a budget, because what they can approve you for and what you're comfortable paying every month is two different things. Most lenders will push it to about a 35% DTI on the mortgage, meaning if you made $8,000 a month, they'll push you to, 2,500 a month on a mortgage. Maybe based on your lifestyle, that's just not comfortable for you. It's a personal decision as much as it is a lending decision. The lender will approve you to as much as they can for the DTI factors, but you have to be comfortable with the mortgage too. So it's your chance early on talking to a lender to get an idea of what you're comfortable with for a mortgage payment and what that looks like from a home's perspective or a condo's perspective. So once that is kind of known and once you have your budget, then we can work on setting you up with a listing alert to kind of start to watch the market and see what's coming available so you can see what opportunities are available for you. If that means that all of a sudden you find out you're more ready than you expected you were, or that there's some loan programs that are available that you didn't know about, then we might be able to just get you out in the market right now. And we're seeing a lot of great opportunities. Our buyers are getting a lot of great opportunities. So we've had some great success in the last couple of months getting people grant money, getting people into great homes, and starting their ownership world instead of renting. The other thing what we do when we go over everything with you is we develop a real estate life plan. And the reason we talk about having a real estate life plan is because if you don't have a plan, then you can get stuck in real estate. As I mentioned earlier, owning real estate long-term is always a good decision. You'll never go wrong with real estate long-term. Trust me. That's 100% true. It's never not been true. If you can hold real estate property long enough, it'll always pay off for you big time. So the only time it doesn't is if you have to do something. So we want to make sure you have a real estate life plan. What that means is you always have a backup plan. So if your life could change in the next few years, get married, relationship status changes, job changes, just decide you want to move, is if the property you buy now, do we have a backup plan? Backup plan is always renting. So if you had to move from whatever you're going to purchase for your first home or condo in the next year, let's say, if in 2 to 3 years your life could change, could we rent that property out and make a positive cash flow or at least cover all the costs? If we can cover all the costs and give you a positive cash flow, then no matter what, if you moved or had to move, you could rent that out and keep that property long-term with the owner-occupant interest rate that you got on it and have a positive cash flow and have that property pay itself off over the next 15 to 20 years. Then you'll have an asset that's probably worth at least $500,000 that you could sell in 15 to 20 years and have a real legitimate wealth source. Versus you being in a pinch and it not being able to rent in 2 to 3 years and you having to say, crap, I need to move, I need to sell this. And let's say the market was down a couple percent, 5, 10% or 15% at that point in time, then you would have a loss. We don't want to ever have you have a real estate loss. So we want to have a real estate life plan so we understand how to help you make the right decisions now that'll always lead to real estate wealth for you and not to real estate losses. So we're going to go over how to have a real estate life plan. It's extremely important when you're buying a home to have a plan in place and know where you're going in life. We can't predict everything, but if we make good decisions, we can always end up on the positive side of real estate wealth long term. So we're going to go over that with you. Once we get out there making offers, we're going to go over the offer process with you. We're going to help you understand how to build a good offer. We have a ton of experience. I personally, running the Lux Group team, I've sold over 500 properties myself. We have a ton of experience in writing offers that win and helping you negotiate the best deal on the property. We also help you make sure that you get an inspection clause in your offer and that you're able to have an inspection and review the property in depth to make sure there's nothing unforeseen. A lot of times we can see those things up front though, because we have a ton of experience in seeing homes, and some of the videos that I'll share after this webinar will show you how we're out there at the properties looking for problems while you're looking at all the pretty things. We're looking for potential deal killers during a future inspection to make sure that we don't even get into wasting your money on an inspection if we can foresee it before the inspector even gets there. So we have a lot of experience looking at homes, looking at roofs, looking at furnaces, looking for water issues, looking for mold, looking for termite damage, so that we can make sure that we, protect your interests before you waste that money on the home inspection. So working with the Lux Group team, you're going to get all that experience beside you, so that you can know that you're comfortable going out there looking at homes, that you're not going to waste your time and your money on properties that are a complete waste of time. We can't predict everything and we can't see everything. That's why we still have the home inspection, but we can see a lot of things that make it the kind of property that maybe we don't even want to make an offer on. So we're going to help you through all that stuff. We're also going to help you look at options like renovation loans, because maybe a renovation loan is going to be an opportunity for you to buy a property that needs a little work to make it your perfect property. And we'll talk about that more when we book a call, but a renovation loan is an awesome opportunity for you to get one loan one time, and they'll set aside the money to repair that property for you to make it your perfect home and build you some instant equity, because most of the time those are equity opportunities right away. So those are the kind of things we're going to go over with you when we book a call. And we're also going to invite you into our Lux family. When you become part of our Lux family, we're there to serve you for whatever you need in real estate, even when you're not buying and selling. We have a huge network of service providers that provide plowing services, landscaping, carpentry, window replacements, general handyman repairs around the house. So whenever you need something related to your home, we're going to be there for you. That's what you get as being part of our Lux family. So we're always going to be there to help you through the process and help you not only just purchase a home and purchase your next home, but be there for you for life, for whatever you need real estate related. So we're always going to be there for you. The biggest tips I have for someone buying their first home is really, make sure you have a good team in place. And if you have a good team like the Lux Group beside you, then you're going to be able to not only purchase your first home with success and without stress, but you're also going to have the right plan in place to help you start building real estate wealth. And there's never a bad time to start building real estate wealth, ever in real estate. Right now is always the best time, if you don't own real estate, to start your real estate wealth building. Yes, it's a shifting market. It's between a seller's and a buyer's market right now. It's not what I'd call a 100% buyer's market. It's not what I'd call 100% seller's market. But even at today's interest rates, it's lower than an equal property that you would rent. The benefits of home ownership are always going to ring true, loud and clear over rent. So first step is to book a call with us. If you book a call with us below, right now, we have some bonuses for the next few people that book a call with us. One, we're going to offer you between $500 and $1,500 towards a charity of your choice, or it could be a Home Depot gift card, your choice. So if you want some money towards fixing up that house or buying some new appliances, we're going to give you that. Second is you'll save up to $1,000 on loan closing costs when you work with one of the lenders within our network. The reason we do this is we have lenders that we trust with our family, and we know they're going to take great care of you. And when you have a great team on your side, everything goes smoothly and you save money. So you can save money if you use one of our network lenders. Same thing with the attorney. You can save up to $500 on attorney's fees and get a free purchase and sales agreement review if you work with one of the attorneys in our network. Again, when you have the right team in place, everything goes smoothly. You actually save money. You have a better experience, and you get your offers accepted, because when we bring an offer with one of the lenders that we work with all the time to a listing agent, they get noticed. They get noticed because we've been in the business a long time and have sold over 500 homes. and so have our lenders. So they know they can trust our offer when we bring our offer to the seller. And that's important. So what I want you to do right now is book a call with us below. We will go over in depth your plan. We'll help you develop your plan. We don't care if it's 2 years out down the road. We will help you get there. We will keep in touch with you over those 2 years to make sure you're staying on track with your credit and down payment saving goals. But if you have a goal of buying a home, we want to talk to you. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to help you become a homeowner. No matter what that takes, no matter how long it takes, we want to help you become that homeowner. Because we know the long-term effects of owning real estate. For most people, Social Security is just not going to cut it. For most people, job security, where you get the kind of pension from your company long-term that's going to help you through retirement, is non-existent also. We know that it's very rare to stay with a company 20 to 30 years. So your real estate wealth could be your major source of retirement for you in the future. We have to start building it now at whatever age you're at. Obviously, the earlier in life, the better. But no matter where you're at, the next 20 years, we can help you become a real estate millionaire. And I'm going to go over one of those strategies with you where you could buy a multifamily, live in it for a year or two, and then move and buy another property and become a real estate millionaire in probably 15 years. If you got 15 years, give me 15 years, we'll make you a real estate millionaire so that you have something to lean on. And no matter what happens to you in life, we'll have a plan so that you can keep those properties that you buy now and you will become a real estate millionaire. That's what we want. That is our ultimate goal, is to make you a real estate millionaire. So book a call with us right now. We can't wait to chat with you further about your first-time home buying goals. And this rings true even if you haven't owned a property in the last 3 years. Let's get you into ownership. Let's make you a homeowner. Let's make you a real estate millionaire. I can't wait to chat with you. My team can't wait to chat with you. We are there for you. We want to help you become a real estate millionaire. Book a call right now. Talk to you soon.